It all started in a small town in Pennsylvania with an old man named Milton. One night, Milton was woken up by some commotion outside. So, he went to check it out, and to his surprise, he saw a UFO in his backyard. Milton immediately called the rescue service and told them about what he had just seen, but they thought he was joking and hung up. He also tried calling his daughter, Dennis, but there was no answer, which made Milton even more anxious. The next morning, Milton attended a town council meeting as usual, where he discussed slogans and crosswalks, but he didn't mention the UFO. When he got home, he heard strange sounds from his backyard again, so he went out to investigate. This time, he found an injured alien on his porch. Panicking, he tried to contact Dennis again, but she was unreachable. The following day, Milton attended another meeting. This time, it was Sandy, his friend, proposing a new project for youth and seniors interaction. After Sandy, it was Milton's turn to talk, and he discussed changing slogans and crosswalks, but also mentioned the UFO that had damaged his crops and bird feeders. Of course, no one believed him and dismissed it as ramblings. Later, two other seniors, Sandy and Joycey, told Milton not to talk about the UFO as it could jeopardize their proposals. That night, Milton checked on the alien in his backyard. He initially thought it was dead, but it suddenly raised its head. Feeling sorry for it, Milton went to get a blanket and a glass of water. The next morning, he found the alien wrapped in the blanket, shivering. Milton invited the alien inside his house, and it finally agreed to come in. Now, Milton was unsure about what to do next. He went to the kitchen to prepare some food for the alien, but it only took an apple. Milton went to the supermarket to buy more apples and, at the cashier, told them it was for an extraterrestrial creature. Nobody believed him. Back home, Milton sat on the couch watching TV. The alien startled him, and Milton gave it a home tour, showing pictures of his family. He explained that his wife had passed away, his son lived in California, and his daughter visited occasionally. Meanwhile, the supermarket employee informed Dennis about her father's strange behavior and talk of aliens. Dennis insisted that her father see a doctor, worried about his health. After saying this, Dennis left abruptly. Shortly afterward, Milton received a call from Sandy, who needed a printer. He invited her to his house, and when she arrived, she met the alien. Milton introduced them and showed Sandy the landed UFO. Sandy was shocked and told Milton they needed to keep it a secret. Unbeknownst to them, Joyce was outside watching their house and became more curious. The next day, Milton woke up and found a drawing of a cat, which touched his heart. He searched for the alien, who was repairing its UFO. Meanwhile, Sandy accompanied the alien and shared stories about her daughter, who lived far away and rarely visited. While reading a book to the alien, Sandy was surprised to see Milton return home in an angry state, prompting her to go to her room. The following day, Sandy brought a shirt for the alien and put it on. She also suggested naming the alien Jules. Although Milton initially found the idea silly, he eventually agreed. Meanwhile, Joyce, who was at her home, watched news about a significant reward for anyone who could locate a satellite. She decided to visit Milton's house and peeked through the window. She was shocked to see the alien and Milton having a meal. In the end, Joyce joined them and vowed to keep the secret about the alien. Sandy asked Jules about the cat drawings, while Joyce speculated that Jules might be trying to communicate through them. However, Milton dismissed the idea. At the same time, the government received numerous prank calls. One day, a woman called to complain about a man who spent his time staring at his rocket in the backyard. FBI agents went to investigate, but they only found a man obsessed with his own homemade rocket. Soon after, Sandy received a call from a young man interested in her posters. He came to her house, but instead of using the bathroom, he tried to steal her jewelry. Simultaneously, Joyce visited Milton to spend time with Jules. While Joyce was singing, she recalled her past life as a singer in a big city. In another room, Sandy caught him and threatened to call the police. The intruder attacked her, attempting to kill her, But Jules, the alien with special powers, sensed danger and used telekinesis to stop the intruder. This incident raised suspicions among the police, but Sandy didn't care and realized who had saved her. She rushed to Milton's house to meet Jules and thanked him for saving her life. In the meantime, the FBI had been monitoring Sandy. Now, the three of them were having lunch at Milton's house when Sandy noticed a strange smell. They went outside and found dead cats, linking them to Jules's drawings. They realized Jules needed 7 dead cats as fuel for his UFO. Milton called Dennis to ask where she usually disposed of the dead cats, but Dennis found the question odd and didn't answer. Milton and Sandy decided to search the town for dead cats. They found 2 unfortunate ones, and Joycey promised to find the rest. While the FBI was listening in on a conversation between Dennis and her brother about Milton's obsession with aliens, Joyce found the missing cats. They only needed 1 more, and the FBI agents knocked on the door. The elderly hid and waited for the agents to leave. They knew they had to act quickly. Milton reminded them that Joyce had a blind and deaf cat, which could be the last one needed. Joyce was initially offended but relented, bringing her cat and completing the 7. Joyce placed the cats in a cloth, and it transformed into a fuel source for the UFO. She put it in the UFO, and it immediately took off, detected by the FBI. The seniors realized it was time to say goodbye. They gave Jules souvenirs as mementos and, to their surprise, Jules gestured for them to join him in the UFO. Milton decided to go with him, and they entered the craft, which took off from the backyard. After a while, they landed not far from the town and said their goodbyes. Milton hugged Jules, thanking him for everything and explaining that he couldn't leave his home and loved ones. Jules boarded the UFO and flew away. Time passed, and Milton continued to live in his home, which was now frequently visited by Sandy and Joyce. They reminisced about Jules and hoped he wouldn't forget them. One night, as Milton was about to sleep, a light appeared in his backyard, and he smiled, realizing that it was Jules who had come back.